Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mystic Islands video. Thank you guys so much for watching. No guys, I did not quit. I am sorry for the lack of uploads recently. I know it's been like 3 months. It's not cool, I understand it. But I definitely hit a creative block. I've been working on this game pretty much non-stop as best as I could since 2019 or 2018. So it has been a long time for me working on this game, and I'm not quitting that easy, guys. Come on. The thing is, it is a grind. It is not beautiful all the time, and mistakes will be made. Sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. So Mystic Islands is here to stay, and I appreciate you guys so much because we're at 898 subs when I come back. I mean, geez, we're 2 away from 900 subscribers already. That's 100 away from 1K. I should probably do something special for you guys. I appreciate you so much. But art has still been put into the game. More cards have been created. So today, we are going to be looking at every single Mystic Islands card with updated artwork at this moment. Alright, we are back. Here's my hands. Look at that. We have a lot of cards to go over in this video, so I'm not going to go super in-depth with any of them. We're going to go a little bit of a speed round. And if you do want to see these cards in any higher detail, go to the link under my channel or my Instagram. It has my link tree, and you can go straight to our website to see all the cards in the game. This is in no particular order, so we're going to start with the Dwarf faction cards. Our first card we have is Hard Look. This card is a reprint from set 1, but it has been a very useful card in the game so far. Very underrated as well. Ebony Armored Soldier. So of course some of these cards I actually haven't gotten in person yet because the game crafter takes a little bit of time. So some of these are printed on my home printer. All the colors will be a lot more vibrant when you see them on the website, and that's how they will print. So Ebony Armored Soldier is pretty new. Art done by Francisco K. Once again, fantastic artwork. This is a common as well. You can tell rarity by the symbol in the bottom right hand corner. Black is common, blue is uncommon, red is rare, purple is mystic rare, and yellow is leader. Mountain Guardian. And man, let me know what you guys think down below of all these cards and tell me which one is your favorite. It matters. Next up we have Blind Rage. That allows you to switch your creature's attack and defense for this round. This card is very versatile and very useful in the game of Mystic Islands. Next up we have our first rare for the Dwarves. Gamiricus the Dwarven Master. With 10 attack and 9 defense, he is the biggest creature in the game. And as you can tell from his artwork, you do not want to mess with him. He also comes in this promotional version where he is all snowy and he's got snow all over him and stuff like that. Just a cool little flavor. Doesn't change the card at all, except it gets the promo tag, so I guess it's a little more rare. We also have the rare Aravin the Dwarf. This one is brand new, and the only way you would have seen this is if you follow me on Instagram. So this card is very fast and very aggressive. Very fun to play with this one. And then no mystic rare for this faction yet, not done yet. So we're going to go with the leader, Merrick the Wise. Fantastic artwork here as well. He costs 5 crystals or 11 health. He allows you to gain crystals by hurting himself. Allows you to banish cards, look at cards on top of your deck. And he's one of the only cards in the game besides skeleton cards that allows you to sacrifice him to cast another card in his place. So he is a pretty awesome dwarf card. And clearly he is an amazing leader as he is willing to sacrifice himself for the faction. Speaking of skeleton faction, here it is, guys. Skeleton Scout is the first guy we're looking at right now. As most skeletons, dying is actually helpful to this faction. And guys, please let me know down below which faction is your favorite. I don't hear it a lot. I'm probably going to be doing more polls and more interactive stuff on the channel. So let me know which one is your favorite and which one do you want to see more of. Spinechill Guardian, a personal favorite artwork for me. I just really like the way this one turned out. Cost 2, 0 attack, 4 defense, a little weird, but every time he blocks, you get to draw a card. So this card is fantastic if you are going defensive. Cairo Encasement, another common as well. And this one is pretty self-explanatory, and the artwork is fantastic. You have a little piranha frozen in ice there with a skeleton as well. I think it's pretty funny. And notice how his eyes are not glowing, which means he is dead. Skeleton Prisoner. This one is brand new as well. It seems like he's a little overpriced for his stats, but his Frostbite mechanic, the brand new mechanic for set 3, is extremely useful, and I hope you guys could find some great use out of this card. Skeleton Enforcer is an uncommon reprinted from, I believe, set 1 or set 2, can't remember, but he is extremely aggressive, and it literally says he has to attack every turn. So this guy might die fast, but he's going to go down swinging very hard. Spine Chill Wraith is another uncommon for the faction. Cost 1, 1 attack, 1 defense. And this card is extremely useful for getting more skeleton guys on your battlefield. Frostbite. This one is pretty awesome as well, uncommon. And this is essentially just a full card version of the skill implemented on the other card, but it's just a stronger variant. So a rare from set 1, you know him, you love him, Colossal Bonebreaker, one of the best cards in the first set of Mystic Islands. And of course, this card is easier to cast the more dudes you have in the graveyard, which is a common theme with some of these cards. Warden of the Dead, brand new. And of course, we had Skeleton Prisoner before, and Skeleton Prisoner is actually going to help you cast the Warden of the Dead, and then Warden of the Dead is going to help you bring those guys back. In another rare, we have Commander Rattlebones. He benefits from people in your graveyard as well, and he does have the Frostbite mechanic as well. And last but not least, we have Soul Scream, a mystic rare card. We don't have a leader for Skeleton Faction done yet, so Soul Scream is the closest thing to the best card so far. Cost 1, deal damage to target creature equal to the amount of creatures in your graveyard. This artwork is stunning and it looks even better on the website, so go take a look. But a little bit of lore behind this card, since I always forget to do lore videos. It's an extremely rare burst of energy that occurs when hundreds of souls screech in the afterlife together. This basically causes a beam of power to emerge from the victims and strike life forms nearby. So essentially, Soul Scream is a giant beam of power that is going to strike down your opponent's creature. Skeleton Faction benefiting off of you killing your own creatures and manipulating the graveyard and doing a lot of cool things with death, of course. Guys, it wouldn't be Mystic Islands if you didn't see this card right here. Bloodthirsty, the Goblin faction is next. One of the most bloodthirsty factions and creatures in all of medieval times is the Goblin, and I love them. Target creature or caster takes 4 damage, you lose 2 health. 99% of the time this is worth it, and Bloodthirsty is a fantastic representation of the Goblins and what I wanted them to be. But don't forget there is the promo Scroblin variant, which the Scroblins, if you didn't know, are blue goblins because they have evolved to resist the cold. Here we go. All the goblins in this set are going to be blue because they are Scroblins. Due to this set being a Ice Age, that's how it's going to work. So, Brainless Scroblin, cost 0, 1/1. When casted, discard a card. Scroblin Cave Dweller again. This one you're going to need a little bit of luck, but that's kind of how the goblins work. They like risk and they like reward. Grunt Goblin is a fan favorite, and he's green because he is a reprint from set 1. And one of my personal favorites as well. And then, of course, we do have the Scroblin variant now. He is the promotional version. Scroblin Warrior. Cost 2 to attack, 1 defense, clearly showing it is aggressive again, and it deals damage to everyone when it comes out on the board. The first rare we're looking at is Ruby of Misfortune. This one costs 2. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you guys. A little bit of text on this video, but it is based on luck, and it deals damage. Another rare is Trivial Spearman. And again, damage, damage, damage. That's what the goblins do, and to win, you got to deal damage, right? So it sounds like a pretty good strategy. Our other rare is Brain Freeze. Fantastic card artwork. And this one is going to basically freeze a creature for a turn. You could read it if you please. I will be breaking down these cards when the set releases fully in a full-length video that probably no one will watch. So our Mystic rare for this set is Mystic Goblin, of course. That's fitting. Cost 2, 4 attack, 2 defense. So he's already good off the bat. And then he has the ability to add counters to himself to eventually turn into damage for your opponent. But your real leader is going to be King Kruik. He's basically revenge. If people are hitting your goblins, he's going to hit them right back. He's going to be able to do some weird card manipulation for damage as well. So King Kruik is an awesome card, and I really hope you guys are enjoying this set. I love it so much. Next up, guess what it's going to be? It is the Mage faction, guys. So Incinerate is the first card we're looking at. Cost 5, deal 6 damage to a target creature. Very straightforward. Frigid Ice Wall, cost 4, 0 attack, 7 defense, can attack. And its attack always must be at 0, meaning this is a complete defensive card, and we're going to see how good it will be. It's been pretty good in playtesting. Faith Hawkwood, a human witch. This card is pretty awesome as well. We actually have our first signed variant of a card. This S in the corner right here signifies a special print, and that's because obviously there is a signature right there, so I know someone named Faith in real life. This card was based off of her, and she signed it, and it looks amazing. So Azure Wisp, a card from set 2, I believe. Deflect, another good card as well. Another card to stop your opponent from playing ability cards on you, which is very useful in Mystic Islands. A rare Sorcerer's Spellbook. Cost 1. Every time the controller of this card casts an ability card, they draw a card. So basically, this is a permanent Mage Faction ability. It'll stay on the battlefield, and every time you cast another spell, or an ability card as we call it in Mystic Islands, you get to draw a card. So it's just going to help you and replenish your hand every time you play one. Amethyst of Protection is our Mystic rare, and it costs nothing to play. It's a permanent as well. Creature's skills do not deal damage to you directly, which is pretty awesome. And our leader for the faction is Scarlet, Witch of the Woods. And this card is most useful for keeping your creatures away from ability cards and keeping them on the battlefield, having to be killed by creatures. No easy outs for your opponent. Royalty faction is next up, and I know this is somebody's favorite faction, of course. Frost Knight, cost 3, 4 attack, 2 defense, and he's got Frostbite 1 as well, because of course he does. He's a Frost Knight. Forest Bowman, another great card right here. Fantastic artwork. White Wolf was one of the first Royalty Faction creatures finished in this set, and I'm super proud. And of course, with Royalty Faction, unity is very important with them. Being cohesive with each other and helping each other out, and White Wolf is a prime example. Castle Rats, another rat card, including Vermin, of course, you'll see later. Pretty cool card right there. Castle Watcher has the new effect of Mend, which essentially means when this creature is casted, you're going to gain a certain amount of health, and this one is 2. Armor Light, this one is the mat behind me right here. This card will buff your creature for this turn only, and it is a pretty awesome card, especially in a pinch. Our first rare is Hellstorm. This is one of the few cards in Royalty Faction that actually deals direct damage to something, and it gives you some variety in it as well, so that's pretty sweet. And then the leader is not done, and the Mystic Rare is not done, so Prince Zachary is our best card at the moment, and as soon as Prince Zachary comes out on the field, he buffs 2 other creatures. So essentially, his presence makes people on your battlefield extremely strong. The Pirate faction is up next, and we have Coral Gem. This is great for exposing hands in the game. Hooked Wanderer, a new artwork as well. And this card basically rewards you for having more cards in your hand, which of course the pirates love. Cairo Shark. This card has Frostbite as well, and is one of the only pirate factions to have that effect. Stolen Chalice is a rare from set 2, and this one costs 1, and it literally just gives you 2 Chaos Crystals. You cannot go wrong with having a Stolen Chalice in your deck. Pegleg Petey is a new card in the game as well, but he becomes a little bit cheaper if you have cheap creatures on the battlefield. So that could become a potential strategy with the pirate faction, as they don't have a lot of big dudes, but they have a lot of sneaky small creatures. Our Mystic Rare is Spiral of Fear. This card costs 1 less crystal for every card in your hand, besides this one. You get to banish a target creature. If this creature ever returns to the battlefield, its controller takes 10 health. And then Captain Blackstone is your leader for the faction, 4 crystals or 11 health. Of course, he allows you to draw cards. He allows you to destroy permanent ability cards as well. I'm running out of space to go through these cards, but of course we have Neutral Faction next. That is the last faction, and it doesn't technically count as a faction, as it could be freely added in any of these decks. But as the name implies, they are neutral, so they don't take any sides, and generally don't have a cohesiveness at all. So a Vermin is of course one of them. This is basically the meme card in the game. Costs 0, 0 attack, 1 defense. Basically does nothing, but there are ways to make it a little better, I'm not going to lie. Forbidden Spell, one of the first cards in the game, actually number 2 in the game, which is technically the first playable card. This just negates any other ability card. Very basic and very useful. Frost Arachnid, the artwork is dark on this guy. This one has Frostbite 2 as well, so this one's definitely one to read, pretty cool. And then talking about spiders, we have Cairo Spider as well. Spiders were something I wanted to add to the game, and we did it this set. Shatterstone, maybe one of the most important cards added in Mystic Islands ever at this point. So this card is super useful for ramping up Chaos Crystals and your opponent's Chaos Crystals as well. So it benefits everyone in the game pretty much over time. Now these are tournament exclusive cards, so these will be coming up soon. I've only had one tournament because of things, but these are the prize cards I'm going to show you right now. So Bronze Doubloon is the 3rd place, obviously bronze. Silver is 2nd place, and gold is 1st place. You only banish 1 card and add 1 crystal to your stash. Zuvrus the Obsidian Dragon, and this card is ridiculously powerful. Cost 2, 3 attack, 3 defense. When casted, you draw a card. If it's a neutral faction card that you draw, you get to draw another one. And it has Amber 3 as well, so basically every time it hits your opponent, it's going to get stronger. Ridiculously good investment. And last but not least, we have the last card in the video, Glacial Snowstorm. And this is the last card because this is the card that's going to kill every card. It costs X, which is a little weird to look at, but if you read the text, deal X damage to all creature cards on the battlefield. X is the amount of Chaos Crystals used to cast this card. However many crystals you choose to pay to play this card, that is the number of damage that it deals to every card on the battlefield. So if I pay 4 cast crystals to cast this card, it's going to deal 4 damage to everything on the entire battlefield, even my creatures. You understand where I'm going with it, but this card is fantastic and extremely powerful. And let's just say I've lost a lot of games I thought I was going to win because of this card. Alright guys, that is enough from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys really mean the world. And I promise any money that comes from the Patreon is going straight into artwork. Honestly, it's around $30 to $40 per card for me to make these professional looking. And I'm not asking for your guys' money, but if you would love to do that, it would really ramp up the game production. But of course, if you just watch, I'm super happy that you're here and I'm super happy that you support the game. So thank you so much. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace.